in reference to my video of the Pre-Nigerian Civil War, Part 1, where I narrated the onset of the 1966 crisis in Nigeria. This is Part 2. I am focusing on how my parents and loved ones narrowly escaped getting in the northern part of Nigeria. The first Nigerian military coup in January 1966 was masterminded by Major Kaduna Nzogwu and his allies. They plotted to all the top politicians due to their lifestyles, but some of these politicians escaped to other nations and countries. Eventually, this led to the secret plans of eliminating all the Easterners found in northern Nigeria. Meanwhile, at Malumfashi, where my parents, my two little siblings, and a host of apprentices were living, they could not foresee the impending dangers fiercely glaring at them. Some notable indigents deceived my father and made him withdraw millions of pounds. For the currency used in those days in Nigeria were the pound, shilling, and penny, until 1973, when Nigeria started using the naira and kobo. Some of these my father's friends in that area, under the pretext of an upcoming festival, persuaded my dad to open more stores in different villages and stock them full with items that would be used for the festival. Unbeknownst to my dad, they were all planning to loot those stores. This tactic was to ensure that my dad didn't leave his money in banks where they wouldn't have been able to access it. My father, on hearing all that, as a businessman who needed to expand and make more money, quickly did according to their biddings. My mother's shops were situated by the right side of the wall with assorted clothing for all ages, Hollandese wrappers, laces, etc. Let me digress a little here concerning a particular mad woman that used to come around my mother's shops to beg for food and money for her daily use. Due to the fact that many people don't usually pay attention to the mad people's speech, my mother neglected the good gesture and message the mad woman was trying to pass across to her. For a day before the attack on my parents' shops and compound, the mad woman came early and was trying her best to communicate and tell my mother of the secret plans around them. She was busy walking around my mother's shops, talking and making signs. She continued repeating, "Gudu, gudu, gudu, akayi haka, akayi anan, akayi haka, akayi anan," which means, "Run, run, run. They did this and they did this here." My mother said that the mad woman continued uttering her words and demonstrating even after she was given more food and money. She did not leave as usual, but stayed back and continued till night. While the shops were being locked up, the mad woman was still outside there talking. My mother said she was really worried but couldn't add up nor explain the meaning of the mad woman's display. Then the next morning, before the boys could open the shops, the attackers, the crowd, and looters have surrounded all the shops. Well, to find out the details of the events that transpired, stay tuned to the part 3 of this series.